tune in. Hello guys, it's me Darth Devil here, back at you with another video, and today we are looking at the Christmas schedules for BBC, and today we are looking specifically at the four main channels: BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three, and BBC Four. The reason why we're doing this is so you know what is on Christmas, and so I know what's on Christmas, but obviously I know what's on because I'm the one doing it. So let's move on to the Big Beeb then, and we start off with Saturday, the 21st of December, and we start off with BBC Breakfast at 6 o'clock in the morning. Then we've got Saturday Kitchen at 9:30, the countdown to Christmas. We've got Mary Makes Christmas at 11 o'clock, and then into the afternoon we've got Football Focus at 12 o'clock, followed by the BBC Weekend News at 1 o'clock, and then we've got Bargain Hunt at 1:15, followed by A Grand Night In, The Story of Aardman. I actually want to watch this. It tells the story of Morv, Shaun the Sheep, and Wallace and Gromit. Then at 3 o'clock, speaking of Wallace and Gromit, we've got Wallace and Gromit in The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. I grew up with this. Darth Devil here, back at you with another video, and today we are looking at the Christmas schedules for BBC, and today we are looking specifically at the four main channels: BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three, and BBC Four. The reason why we're doing this is so you know what is on Christmas, and so I know what's on Christmas, but obviously I know what's on because I'm the one doing it. So let's move on to the Big Beeb then, and we start off with Saturday, the 21st of December, and we start off with BBC Breakfast at 6 o'clock in the morning. Then we've got Saturday Kitchen at 9:30, the countdown to Christmas. We've got Mary Makes Christmas at 11 o'clock, and then into the afternoon we've got Football Focus at 12 o'clock, followed by the BBC Weekend News at 1 o'clock, and then we've got Bargain Hunt at 1:15, followed by A Grand Night In, The Story of Aardman. I actually want to watch this. It tells the story of Morv, Shaun the Sheep, and Wallace and Gromit. Then at 3 o'clock, speaking of Wallace and Gromit, we've got Wallace and Gromit in The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. I grew up with this film. I am going to watch this tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Love it. Then at 20 past 4, we've got Final Score, followed by BBC Weekend News at 10 past 5. Then we've got the hit list at half 5, followed by The Weakest Link at 6:15. We've got Strictly Come Dancing at 7 o'clock, followed by Michael McIntyre's The Wheel at 8:25. We've got an airing of Casualty at 9:20, followed by another BBC Weekend News at 10 past 10. We have Match of the Day at 10:30, followed by Eddie the Eagle at 11:40. And then we have weather for the weekend ahead at 1:20, and then we get into our nighttime long BBC News at 1:25, and then into Sunday, the 22nd of December, we have breakfast at 6 o'clock, followed by match of the day at 8:05. Then it's film time. We've got Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon at 9:15, followed by the Primrose Way Children at 10:35. Is this a film? This is a film, isn't it? Then we've got 12 o'clock, we've got Stacey Solomon's Crafty Christmas, followed by the BBC Weekend News at 1 o'clock. Then we've got Songs of Praise at 1:15, followed by Escape to the Country at 1:50. Then we've got Asia at 2:35, followed by Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb at 3:35, before the BBC Weekend News again at 5:05. Then we've got Country File at 5:30, followed by Inside the Factory at 6:30. Antiques Roadshow airs at 7:30 before we get into Death in Paradise at 8:30. Into the BBC Weekend News again at 10 o'clock, followed by Match of the Day 2 at 10:30, and then Tenet at 11:50. Then we've got the Graham Norton Show at 2:15, weather for the week ahead at 3:05, and then joins BBC News at 10 past 3. Before we move into Christmas week, then, with Monday the 23rd of December, we start off with breakfast at 6 o'clock, followed by Room on the Broom at 9 o'clock. This is where BBC starts getting good. 9:25, we've got the Gruffalo, followed by we've got a film, two films actually. Pokemon Detective Pikachu at 9:55. That is a great film. Seen it before. I really do want to see it again. I might tune into that. And then The Boss Baby, at 11:30. Hate this film so much. I don't even know why they're choosing to wear it this year. Then at 1 o'clock, we've got the BBC News, followed by The Great British Sewing Bee at 1:45. Then at 2:45, we've got Wallace and Gromit in A Matter of Loaf and Death. Not bad. Then we've got Coco at 3:15, followed by Ghostbusters at 4:50. Then we've got BBC News at 6, followed by Would I Lie to You at 7 o'clock. EastEnders at 7:30. Not a big fan of EastEnders, but that's on. Then we get into Celebrity Escape to the Country at 8 o'clock, followed by Strike at 9 o'clock. We've got the BBC News at 10 o'clock, followed by Not Going Out at 10:40. Then we've got Wham! Last Christmas Unwrapped at 11:20, followed by Lost at Christmas at 12:20, and then the BBC News from 2 o'clock. Yeah, not bad. 6 o'clock then into Christmas Eve, and we've got breakfast at 6 o'clock, followed by CBBS Panto, Beauty and the Beast. Film time from 10 o'clock, we've got the absolute classic of Chicken Run. I love Chicken Run. I'm so glad it's back on the BBC. Then we've got at 11:20, we've got Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway. The first one's on Channel 4, this one's on BBC One. Then we've got BBC News at 12:50 until 1:20 before we get into some animated shorts. We've got Shaun the Sheep, The Flight Before Christmas at 1, followed by Stickman at 1:50. Then we've got Moana at 2:20, classic Disney film. I love Moana a lot. It's a really great film. Then Shrek at 3:55. Shrek's decent. I like Shrek. It's a good film. Then we've got at 5:20, we've got BBC News, followed by Ghostbusters Afterlife at 5:50. This is the one where they all come back, isn't it? Yeah. Then at 7:45, we've got EastEnders, followed by The Repair Shop at 8:15. We've got Strike at 9:15. We've got the BBC News at 10:15, and then we've got the Gavin and Stacey Christmas special for 2019, followed by Midnight Mass at 11:40. Then we've got the Weakest Link at 12:55, followed by Weather for the Week Ahead at 1:40, and then joins BBC News, getting us into the Christmas Day spirit at 1:45. Then we move on to Christmas Day on BBC One, and we've got breakfast at 6 o'clock. Trolls Holiday in Harmony starts off at 9 o'clock. So there's two Trolls holidays on. There's one on ITV2 and then there's one on BBC One. Then at 9:20 we've got Superworm, followed by 9:50, and we've got The Gruffalo's Child. Yeah, good solid, good solid animated shorts on BBC One on Christmas Day. Then we have to do some religious stuff. We've got the Christmas morning service from Halifax Minster on Christmas Day at 10:15, and then we get into some films. These films are great. 11:20, we've got Toy Story 3. That is a brilliant choice. I'm so glad they picked Toy Story 3 over 4, but maybe they should have picked Toy Story 2. But it is Toy Story 3, that's on at 11:20. Then we've got Minions, The Rise of Gru, that is on at 12:55. That is a network premiere, by the way. Then we've got the BBC News at 2:15, followed by the... Oh, sorry about that, guys. Then we've got the BBC News at 2:15, followed by the network premiere of Tiddler at 2:35. Never seen that before. Then we've got the King's Christmas speech at 3 o'clock, followed by the Weakest Link Christmas special at 3:10. All brand new now, this. We've got the Strictly Come Dancing Christmas special, that is on at 3:55. And then BBC One is All Mine from 5:10. We've got the Christmas special of Doctor Who, followed by 6:10. And we've got Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul. This is the whole reason why I'm watching BBC One on Christmas Day, for Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul. Then at 7:30, we've got the EastEnders Christmas special, followed by the Call the Midwife Christmas special, and then the other one that everyone's waiting for, that's the Gavin and Stacey finale Christmas special. Then we go back to EastEnders at 10:35. I don't know why they've done that, but okay. Then at 11:05, we've got Mrs. Brown's Boys, followed by the BBC News at 10 at 11:35. On Christmas night at 11:55, followed by Marry Me at 12 o'clock, that's a film, and then we've got the Joins BBC News from 1:50. Then we move on to Boxing Day then, and we've got breakfast from 6 o'clock. Then 9 o'clock, we've got The Snail and the Whale. 9:25, we've got Zog, so some more animated shorts. 9:55, it's film time. We've got Inside Out, and then How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World at 11:20. I love the How to Train Your Dragon films. They are so good. I think every single film in that franchise is fantastic. Then at 12:55, we've got the BBC News, followed by the Speds and the Smoos at 1:20. Never heard of that before. 1:50, we've got Paddington, followed by Beauty and the Beast at 3:15. Then we've got the BBC News again at 5:15, followed by Roald Dahl's Matilda the Musical, premiere at 5:40. Then we've got part 2 of the Call the Midwife Christmas special at 7:30. Decent choice to have Called the Midwife air over 2 days. I don't know why they didn't do that with EastEnders, or they should have said it all on Boxing Day. At 8:30, we've got EastEnders, followed by Blankety Blank at 9 o'clock. New Outnumbered at 9:40. We've got BBC News at 10 at 10:25, followed by Match of the Day again at 10:40, but this is a new one, by the way. And then we've got a film, a really good film, Point Break, This is good film, and then that will take us up to 2:10 when we've got Joins BBC News. Then we end off the BBC One schedule with Friday the 27th. We've got breakfast at 6 o'clock, followed by Match of the Day at 9 o'clock. Then at 10:30 we've got Zog and the Flying Doctors, and following that we've got the Highway Rat at 10:55. Then we've got at 11:20 we've got the Boss Baby 2 Family Business. This is even worse, but I prefer the second one over the first one actually. Then at 1 o'clock we've got the BBC News at 1. Then we've got 1:25. We've got the Repair Shop, followed by a short, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, the Horse, and Me. That is on at 2:30. Then we've got Alice Through the Looking Glass at 3 o'clock. All right. And then we've got a Marvel film, Ant-Man, at 4:45. Decent choice there. I do like Ant-Man. Then at 6:35, we've got the BBC News again, followed by Celebrity Escape to the Country at 7, followed by Return to Paradise at 8. Beyond Paradise at 9 o'clock, so they're airing a lot of Paradise. And then at 10 o'clock, we've got Have I Got News for You? 10:30, we've got the BBC News, followed by Only Child at 11 o'clock. And then we've got Pirates of the Caribbean, Salazar's Revenge. Not a good film. Hate this one. This is the worst Pirates of the Caribbean film. Then we've got at 1:30, we've got Michael McIntyre's The Wheel, followed by Weather for the Week Ahead at 2:20, and then BBC News at 2:25. So, to be fair, BBC One have the best Christmas Day schedule of them all. I feel like what they've done is fantastic. I can't wait to see what they've got planned for New Year's ahead from Saturday the 28th when we cover that in the New Year video. But yeah, they've done a good job. Praise on to BBC One. Now we move on to BBC Two. Let's find out how they're doing. On to BBC Two then, and we start off our morning with some children entertainment. On Saturday the 21st, we start off with CBeebies, and we've got Hey Duggee at 6:25, followed by Go Jetters at 6:35. And then we move on to CBBC, I'm pretty sure at 6:55, when we've got Grizzly and the Lemons, followed by Monster Loving Maniacs at 7:05, then Pokemon XY at 7:15. We have Cooking Buddies at 7:40, followed by One Zoo 3 at 8 o'clock. Then we've got Blue Peter at 8:25. We've got the classic Shaun the Sheep at 8:55, and then Boy Girl Dog Cat Mouse Cheese, and that's on at 9 o'clock. And then we end off CBBC and we move on to BBC Two then, and then we've got the Bishop's Wife at 9:15, another classic film. At 11 o'clock we've got This Wild Life, followed by Villages by the Sea at 11:30. Then we've got A Taste of Christmas with Andy Oliver at 12 o'clock, followed by some classic films. We've got Funny Girl at 1 o'clock, and then What's Up Doc at 3:20. All classic films, and then we're moving to Flog It at 4:55. Then we've got Paddington, The Man Behind the Bear at 5:45, followed by Amazing Hotels, Life Beyond the Lobby. That's on at 6:45. Dad's Army on at 7:45. Eurythmics at the BBC at 8:25, followed by Annie Lennox at the BBC at 9:55. Then we've got BBC One Sessions at 10:55, followed by The Late Show at 11:55. Then we have Annie Lennox Diva at 12:15, followed by Pan's Labyrinth. So this is the Jim Henson version. That's on at 12:45. This film is for kids and it's on at 12:45 in the morning. That's shocking. Come on, BBC Two. And then Wolf Hall is on at 2:40, followed by the signed version of Strictly Come Dancing, ending us off at 3:40. Now into Sunday, the 22nd of December, and we start off at 6:05 with Stories of Us, followed by Country File at 7:05. We've got Breakfast at 8:05. Then we have Natural World at 9 o'clock, followed by This Wildlife at 9:45. And then we've got the Saturday Kitchen Best Bites at 10:15. Then we've got the A to Z of TV cooking at 11:45, and then at 12:30 it's film time with Chariots of Fire. This film is good. The story of the 1924 Olympics, brilliant film. Then at 2:30 we've got Equestrian London International Horse Show. This is something new. Then film time again with Escape to Athena at 4:45. Then we've got Victoria Woods All Day Breakfast at 6:40, followed by My Epic Camel Adventure with Gordon Buhahana at 7:30. An episode of Dad's Army at 9 o'clock, followed by a double bill of Inside Number 9. Well, the new episode at 9 o'clock, and then the first ever episode at 10 o'clock. Then we've got QI at 10:30, followed by Goodness Gracious Me at 11 o'clock. That's a Christmas special. Then we have Quadrophenia. That's a film, I believe, and that's on at 11:45. Then at 1:40, we've got Mariah Meets Rylan, and then we end off at 2:35 into the early hours of Monday the 23rd with Hope Street. Next, we move on to Monday the 23rd then, and we have A Lot Like Christmas. That's not, I don't believe that's a film, it might be. That started off at 6:15. Then we got The Repair Shop at 7:40, followed by Animal Park at 8:40. Then we move into some films then, and we've got Easter Parade at 9:25, followed by Meet Me in St. Louis with, I believe that's Judy Garland. That's on at 11:05. Then at 12:55, we've got Homes Under the Hammer, followed by Bargain Hunt at 1:25. Back into some films, we've got Move Over Darling at 2:10, followed by Calamity Jane at 3:50. We've got an episode of Dad's Army, I believe it's the same one, at 5:30, followed by Keeping Up Appearances at 6:30. Then we've got Richard Osman's House of Games at 7 o'clock, followed by Celebrity Mastermind at 7:30. Only Connect is on at 8 o'clock. University Challenge at 8:30. The Hairy Bikers You'll Never Ride Alone is on at 9 o'clock. And we've got Mackenzie Crook Remembers Detectorists at 10 o'clock. We've got a double bill of Detectorists at 10:20. Then we've got The Haunting, that's another film at 11:20. And now we get into Christmas Eve. We've got Country File at 1:10, followed by Amazing Hotels Life Beyond the Lobby at 2:05. And then we've got Renaissance, The Blood and the Beauty to end us off at 3:05. Into Christmas Eve then on BBC Two, and we've got Stories of Us at 6:15, followed by Celebrity Antiques Road Trip at 7:15. Then we've got Our Wild Adventures at 8:15, followed by Talking Pictures at 9:15. Then we've got Great Expectations. This is a classic film that's on at 9:50, followed by Homes Under the Hammer at 11:45. We've got The Bargain Hunt Christmas Special at 12:45, followed by Talking Pictures at 1:30. This time I think we're talking about the Muppet stuff, because it looks like we see, what's his name, Kermit the Frog. Then at 2:15, we've got a Christmas classic, White Christmas. So if you haven't watched that before, you can tune into that on BBC Two at 2:15. My nan loves this film. 4:10, we've got BBC Proms. This time it's Doctor Who at the Proms. Then at 6 o'clock, we've got Carols from Kings, followed by Richard Osman's House of Games at 7:15. Then we've got Celebrity Mastermind at 7:45, followed by Only Connect at 8:15. Then we've got the University Challenge at 8:45. Then we've got Mortimer and White House Gone Fishing at 9:15, followed by A Ghost Story for Christmas at 10:15. And then we've got a Christmas film, not really a Christmas film, but a film to end off into Christmas Day, and that is Beetlejuice at 10:45. Then at 12:15, we've got another film to kind of get us into the Christmassy spirit. We've got the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They're really trying their hardest out there with the scarier films. Then at 1:50, we've got Stacey Solomon's Crafty Christmas, followed by Asia at 2:50, and then My Life at Christmas with Anita Rani at 3:50. Into the big day then, it's Christmas Day. We start off at 6:25 with Bargain Hunt, and then we've got a Gruffalo documentary, The Gruffalo and Me, the Remarkable Julia Donaldson. Then at 8 o'clock, we've got Carols from Kings, followed by Our Wild Adventures at 9:15. And now at 10:15, we are into some animated shorts. We've got Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers at 10:15. They always do this. They do this every year on BBC Two. Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers is fantastic, by the way. And I'm glad they're putting it on BBC Two to promote the new short, which is on BBC One at 6:10 the same day. Then at 10:45, it's the original. It's the best one. Wallace and Gromit, A Grand Day Out. That's on at 10:45 on Christmas Day. If you want to tune into those, I will definitely be watching Wallace and Gromit on Christmas Day. Don't know about the other stuff on BBC Two, but definitely that. Then it's film time at 11:05. We've got High Society. Following that at 12:50, we've got Swan Lake from English National Ballet. So we've got a bit of ballet on BBC Two on Christmas Day. Then we've got the King's Christmas Speech at 3 o'clock, followed by a film, Some Like It Hot, at 3:10, followed by North by Northwest at 5:05, another film. Then we've got a double bill of the Morecambe and Wise Show at 7:20, followed by From Roger Moore with Love at 9 o'clock. Then we've got Lady in the Van at 10:20, that's another film. The Duchess, another film at 12 o'clock, followed by the Signed Strictly Come Dancing Christmas Special again at 1:45. We've got Doctor Who on at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then to end us off, Christmas Day, we've got Asia at 3:55. Don't know if I'll get up to watch Doctor Who at 3 o'clock in the morning. Might as well just tune into it at 5:10. Then we move on to Boxing Day at 6:05. We've got Tiddler. Then at 6:30, we've got Mary Makes Christmas again, followed by Our Wild Adventures at 7:30. Holiday Affair at 8:30, followed by My Epic Camel Adventure with Gordon Bunahan at 9:55. We've got The Big Sleep at 10:55, followed by Casablanca at 12:45. Then we've got The Magnificent Seven at 2:25, followed by Final Score on Boxing Day at 4:30. because it's not on BBC One. Then we've got the Two Ronnies at 5:10. That's a Christmas special, followed by Expedition Killer Whale at 6 o'clock. We've got Richard Osman's House of Games at 7 o'clock, followed by the Celebrity Mastermind at 7:30. Only Connect is on at 8 o'clock. 8:30, we've got the University Challenge with Manchester Metropolitan versus Brighton. 9 o'clock, it's film time. We've got Gladiator, which is quite a good action film. Then at 11:25, we've got And Now for Something Completely Different. I don't know if that's a film or not. Then we've got at 12:50, we've got Mortimer and Whitehouse Gone Fishing, followed by the Gavin and Stacey finale at 1:50. That's on BBC Two as well. And then at 3:25, we've got Asia, which is quite good. Then we go to start ending off BBC Two now with Friday the 27th. We've got Stories of Us at 6:20, followed by an airing of Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul at 7:20. Glad they're airing that on BBC Two as well. At 8:40, we've got Between the Covers, followed by Our Wild Adventures at 9:10, sorry. Then at 10:10, we've got Holmes Under the Hammer, followed by Bargain Hunt at 11:10. Before we get into film time, we've got Brief Encounter at 2:10. West Side Story at 1:35, and another film, Beaches, at 4 o'clock. So Friday the 27th is basically Boxing Day this year. Then at 6 o'clock, we've got Top of the Pops, Review of the Year, followed by Richard Osman's House of Games, Celebrity Mastermind at 7:30, followed by Only Connect at 8 o'clock. University Challenge at 8:30. Into some more films, we've got King Richard at 9 o'clock, followed by I, Tonya at 11:15. Then we've got The Hairy Bikers, You'll Never Ride Alone at 1:10. The Great British Swimming Bee at 2:10. Call the Midwife at 2:10. And then that's the end for the BBC Two schedule at 4:10 with Asia. BBC Two is not as good as BBC One. We've got a few highlights on there, like like Doctor Who, White Christmas, Wallace and Gromit. But other than that, there's just a lot of classic films. It's kind of for the more older audience. So let's move on to BBC Three and see what they have to offer. On to BBC Three, then we start off with Nativity at 7 o'clock. This is it's all right. Nativity, good choice for Saturday the 21st. At 8:40, we've got Click and Collect. I have no clue what that is. And then at 9:35, we've got another film, Die Hard 2. That's on BBC Three. Wow, they're doing a lot of Die Hard this year. Then we've got a double bill of 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. Absolutely love this show. Then at 12:30, we've got a double bill of Peacock, followed by Ibiza Secret of the Party Island at 1:25. We've got a triple bill of Patty and Molly Show No Mercy at 2:15. And then BBC Three ends off for Saturday the 21st with Press X on the BBC. Then we're moving to Sunday the 22nd, and we've got a double bill of Top Gear at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Before we get into a quadruple bill of 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. They are really piping up the 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps this year, guys. Christmas specials. Then we've got a quadruple bill of People Just Do Nothing at 11:05. Then we've got Ibiza Secrets of the Party Island at 1:05, followed by Things You Should Have Done at 1:55. That's on in a double bill. And then we've got Paddy and Molly Show No Mercy in a double bill at 2:50. This is quite quick for BBC Three because it starts at 7 o'clock. We move into Monday the 23rd then, and we've got Night at the Museum at Secret of the Tomb at 7 o'clock, followed by Gavin and Stacey at 8:30. We've got Outnumbered at 9 o'clock, followed by, I believe, another film, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies at 9:40. Daddy Issues at 11:10. That's in a double quadruple bill. And then we've got I Kissed a Girl at 5:1. Then Ibiza Secrets of the Party Island at 1:40, followed by Things You Should Have Done at 2:25. That's in a double bill. And then we've got Paddy and Molly Show No Mercy at 3:20. On to Christmas Eve then, and we start off with Wallace and Gromit, A Matter of Loathsome Death at 7 o'clock. They are really pumping up Wallace and Gromit as well this year. I am loving it. BBC One, BBC Two, and BBC Three, all with the Wallace and Gromit. At 7:30, we've got Wallace and Gromit in The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, followed by The Catch-Up at 8:45. And then we've got Movies with Ali Plumb at 8:50. Tenet's on at 9 o'clock, followed by A Good Girl's Guide to Murder at 11:20, and that's on in a double bill. Then we've got I Kissed a Girl at 12:45, followed by Ibiza Secrets of the Party Island at 1:35. Things You Should Have Done is on in a double bill at 2:20, and then Ibiza Secrets of the Party Island on again at 3:15 before we move into Christmas Day then. And on Christmas Day, we've got Movies with Ali Plumb starting us off at 7:10. Doctor Who Unleashed for the Christmas special Joy to the World, that's on at 7:10. We have an airing of Shrek at 7:40, followed by Die Hard with a Vengeance at 9 o'clock. quite good films there. And then we've got a double bill of 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. Again, I love 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. I love how much they're airing this year. And then we've got A Good Girl's Guide to Murder double bill, considering they had the first 2 episodes the day before. They're doing that again. Followed by Daddy Issues at 1:25, I Kissed a Girl at 1:50, a repeat of the Doctor Who Unleashed special at 2:40. And then we end off Christmas night with Ibiza Secrets of the Party Island, and then into Boxing Day on BBC Three. And we start off with Ghostbusters at 7 o'clock. Classic film. I love Ghostbusters. I love the amount of films they are on BBC Three during Christmas, to be honest. Because there's so much. There's Wallace and Gromit, there's Die Hard with a Vengeance, and now Ghostbusters. That's really cool. Then we've got Ghosts at 8:40, followed by Beetlejuice at 9:10. Then we've got 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps again at 10:40. They are just absolutely pumping this show. I love 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. Then we've got A Good Girl's Guide to Murder at 11:40, followed by Daddy Issues at 1:20. BBC Comedy Short Films at 1:45, followed by I Kissed a Girl at 1:55. In Conversation at 2:45, and then Ibiza Secrets of the Party Island at 3:10. And then into Friday the 27th, where we end off BBC Three. We have Doctor Who Joy to the World starting us off at 7 o'clock. Then we've got Doctor Who Unleashed at 7:55. The Catch Up at 8:25, followed by Gavin and Stacey at 8:30. We've got Marry Me, a Film at 9 o'clock, and then we've got a double bill of Him and Her at 10, triple bill of Him and Her at 10:45. We've got I Kissed a Girl at 10 o'clock, at 12:10, and then We Built a Zoo at 12:55. Bad Education airs at 1:55, and then we've got Charlie Cooper's Myth Country at 2:25. BBC Comedy Short Films at 2:55, and then we end off BBC Three with Ibiza Secrets of the Party Island. BBC Three, in the first couple of days, so many great films on, but not as good as the other channels, considering it's not on for as long. But on to BBC Four, where I believe there could be a lot of musical programmes. We are finally at the final part. We've got to BBC Four, and we start off at 7 o'clock on Saturday the 21st with Watch Your Thing, followed by Fanny Craddock Cooks for Christmas. That starts us off at 7:10 and finishes at 8:25. Then we've got a classic show, All Creatures Great and Small Christmas Special at 8:25, followed by Nothing Like a Dame at 9:55, followed by a film, Jane Eyre, at 11:15. Never seen this film, but I do actually want to see it. Then we've got the 2 Ronnies at 1:05, followed by Porridge at 1:50. Sorry at 2:35, and then Black Adder at 3:05. Then we move on to Sunday, the 22nd. We've got BBC Proms. We've got BBC Proms this time. It's Wallace and Gromit. That's actually quite cool. That we've got The Raid at 7:45, followed by Inside Classical at 9 o'clock. We've got In Concert at 10:25, and then A Century of Stories at 11 o'clock. We've got Carols from Kings at 12:30, What We Were Watching at 1:30, and then All Creatures Great and Small, the Christmas special 1983, again at 2:30 in case you missed it. Into the 23rd then, and we start off with Top of the Pops Christmas 1998, that's on at 7 o'clock, followed by The Good Life at 8 o'clock, to The Man of Born at 8:30, and then we've got Doctor Who at 9 o'clock on BBC 4. We've got the War Games in colour. This is what I want to see, the War Games in colour. I'm going to watch this at 9 o'clock on the 23rd. Then at 10:30 we've got The Ash Tree, followed by 11 o'clock Leonardo da Vinci. We're going to be learning about paintings, guys. Then The Last Igloo at 10:40, followed by Top of the Pops again at 2:10, the same one as last time, and then The Good Life at 3:10. Then on to Christmas Eve, we've got Top of the Pops Christmas 1984, and then at 8 o'clock we've got Dick Clement and Ian Lafrine Remember Porridge. Nice. And then at 8:30 we've got Porridge, followed by the 2 Ronnie's Sketchbook at 9:10. Then we've got Yes Minister at 9:40. We've got Lucy Worsley's Christmas Carol Odyssey on Christmas Eve at 10:40, followed by Earth's Tropical Islands at 11:40. In case you missed it, you got Top of the Pops at 12:40, followed by Porridge again at 1:40, and then the 2 Ronnie's Sketchbook at 2:25. We've got Earth's Tropical Islands at 2:55, and that brings us in to Christmas Day. And on Christmas Day, we've got Kiri Te Kawana at Christmas, starting us off at 7, and then we've got The Merry Widow from Glyndebourne at 8 o'clock. We've got double Top of the Pops. We've got Top of the Pops Christmas Hits at 10:30, and then Top of the Pops Christmas 1975 at 11:30. Then we've got Earth's Tropical Islands at 12:20, followed by Kiri Te Kawana at Christmas at 1:20, in case you missed it before. To the Man of Born at 2:20, and then Earth's Tropical Islands at 2:50. Into Boxing Day then, and we have Top of the Pops Christmas 1986 at 7 o'clock, followed by the Morecambe and Wise Show at 8 o'clock, followed by One Foot in the Grave at 9 o'clock. Okay. Then at 10 o'clock, we've got David Allen. Never seen that one. And then at 10:55, we've got the Lenny Henry Christmas special. After that, we've got What's Up Doc at 11:35, which was on BBC Two a couple of days before. Then at 1:05, we've got Earth's Tropical Islands. And then in case you missed it, you've got Top of the Pops Christmas 1986 at 2:05. Then in case you missed it, you've got Earth's Tropical Islands at 3:05. And then we end off this video today with Friday, the 27th of December. We've got Top of the Pops at 7 o'clock, followed by Top of the Pops again at 7:10. That's the 1983 29th of December version. Then at 8:05, we've got Top of the Pops again. We've got the Christmas 1990 version this time, followed by Shirley Bassey at Christmas at 9 o'clock, followed by Arena at 10 o'clock, and then Arena again at 11:15. Then we've got the Everly Brothers Harmonies from Heaven at 12:50, followed by Top of the Pops at 1:50, and that is the same one as last time. And then Top of the Pops, in case you missed it, Christmas 1990 at 2:45. Well then, it has been nice making these Christmas schedule videos. I'll be back next week with the New Year videos. Hopefully you like this one. Hopefully you like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, because why not? I put you into post notifications on so you know when I'm uploading, and I will see you guys next time. Kind of, they could put more on, I guess, but Sunday brunch, there it is. Then at 12:30, we've got. Hello, everybody. It's me, Darth Devil, and to get into the Christmassy spirit, I'm going to be doing the Christmas TV guides for the whole of Christmas weekend, and that's very nice to hear about. I love hearing what's on the Christmas schedule from Christmas weekend until New Year weekend. I'm going to do New Year weekend as well, starting from Saturday the 28th. That'll be next week. But today I thought I'd do something different. Normally people start off with the BBC, but we're going to be covering 3 channels today. We're going to be covering Channel 4, we're going to be covering E4, and we're going to be covering what's on Film 4 throughout the whole of the Christmas weekend type stuff. So yeah, let's get started on then with Christmas weekend. And starting off at 5:50, we've got Alvin and the Chipmunks. I used to watch this film like all the time as a kid. That's on at 5:50, so that's on at 5:50. Then at 7:20, we've got The Simpsons. Following that at 7:45, we've got another Simpsons. And then at 8:10, there's also another Simpsons, which I believe are festive ones. And then The Simpsons again at 8:40. 9:10, we've got Homegrown Christmas, which is, I believe, another TV film. They do that on Channel 4 during the final week in the build-up before Christmas. And then from 11 o'clock until 1:35, we've got Four in a Bed. It could be better, couldn't it? They could have thrown some of Channel 4's animated shorts on in there. I've been watching them over the season, actually, and they're pretty good ones. And then 1:35, another Christmas classic for me, and it's Scrooged. The one with Bill Murray from 1988. This one's really good as well. Scrooged is a pinnacle of Christmas. I watch it every year. 1:35, Saturday the 21st. Check it out. Following that at 3:30, and we've got Stardust. This is a film I've never seen. I want to see it. I hope it's good. It stars Charlie Cox as well, who plays Daredevil, so it must be good. Then at 6 o'clock, we've got the Channel 4 News. At 6:30, we've got Armageddon, a film that I've never seen before. 9:20, we've got Bohemian Rhapsody. That's a film that I've been told to check out by a couple of people because of Freddie Mercury. I'm a big fan of the Queen band, so I might check this out. 9:20, Channel 4. And then at 12 o'clock, getting into the early hours of Sunday, we've got Apocalypse Now, the final cut. Why not just air the Apocalypse Now? And then we're getting into repeat season at 3:10 with Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. I love watching these, not purely because I like Ramsay himself, but because they're quite good. Then at 4 o'clock, we've got some Undercover Boss Canada. Never really watched Undercover Boss. I've heard it's on the mornings, sort of after Frasier, but yeah. And then at 4:55, we've got the Hollyoaks Omnibus. And then that's it for Saturday the 21st. Don't really watch Hollyoaks. Not interested. And then that's on again at 4:55. That's been mentioned there. Then at 6:05, we've got Alvin and the Chipmunks of Squeakquel because they had the first one the day before. And then from 7:35 until 9:30, we've got The Simpsons. Sorry, apologise. We've got The Simpsons from 7:35 until 9:30. Festive ones, presumably. Not sure which ones they are. Then at 9:30, we've got an airing of Sunday Brunch, which always airs on a Sunday. Kind of, they could put more on, I guess, but Sunday Brunch, there it is. Then at 12:30, we've got an airing of Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. This film, childhood right there. Really, really good film. You should check this out. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. 2:30, we've got an airing of The Snowman, the Channel 4 premiere animation. I don't know anyone in the world who hates The Snowman. How can you hate The Snowman? That's on at 2:30. You should really check it out if you haven't seen it. 3:00, we've got a Channel 4 film premiere, the first time ever. Ron's Gone Wrong at 3:00. This, I've heard, is not that good of a film. I don't know if it is. Put it in the comments if you think it's good. Put it in the comments if you think it's bad. Do you know what? Just give me your full review of the Christmas schedule. I mean, this seems to be good so far. Then at 5:10, we've got an airing of The Snowman and the Snow Dog. That's weird, that, because they've gone and decided to put on the Snowman at 2:30 and then the Snowman and the Snow Dog at 5:10. They could have just switched Ron's Gone Wrong and the Snowman and the Snow Dog, and then it'd have been fine. Channel 4 News again at 5:45. That has to air every day. And then at 6:00, we've got London Zoo at Christmas. You know, these are just ones that I'm not really going to talk about because what we're going to talk about there. Alpine Train at Christmas at 7. It sounds like it's Christmas with Ken Bruce. That's on at 8:00. And then we get into some more films. This is the biggest debate I've ever known. Die Hard at 9:00. Everyone thinks this isn't a Christmas film. I'm one of those that thinks it is a Christmas film. Don't at me, guys. Don't at me. But it is a Christmas film in my eyes. 11:35, and we've got another film, Patriot Games. This I've never seen before, but it's got Harrison Ford in it, so I might check it out. That's on 11:35, and then into the early hours of Sunday the 22nd, it's repeat season 1:45, and we've got an episode of Frasier. And then we've got at 2:10 and 3:05, Ultimate Christmas Guide Gift Guide with Jodie Gibson. Never seen it. I don't think I want to. I don't like the Christmas specials that they do on TV. Really, it's kind of just kind of boring. Then at 4:00, we've got another airing of Undercover Boss Canada, and then at 4:55, we end off the early hours with Junior Taskmaster. That is on Sunday the 22nd. Then we move in to Monday the 23rd, 5:50. We've got Alvin and the Chipmunks Shipwrecked. This film, I love the first two. Well, I don't love them anymore, but when I was a child, I used to love the first two, but absolutely love this film. Don't at me, guys. People think this is the best one, but I absolutely cannot stand this film. And then at 7:15, we've got an episode of The Simpsons. And then at 7:40, we've got Cheers, a double bill of Cheers. I love this show, pretty good. Then at 8:35, we've got an episode of Frasier. And then at 9:05, we've got Everybody Loves Raymond, and that is 5 episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond. This is a funny show. I'm glad they're putting it. I'm glad they're putting these on at Christmas, because this is just genuinely one of the best shows ever made. Everybody Loves Raymond. People should check it out, specifically the Christmas ones, because they're so funny. Then at 11:35, we've got another episode of The Simpsons, another festive one. And then at 12:05, we've got the Channel 4 news summary. 12:10 and 12:40, we go back to The Simpsons for another episode or two, a couple more festive ones, I believe. Then at 1:05, we've got the Doghouse at Christmas. At 2:10, we've got the Great Christmas Bake Off 2022. I love how they repeat those, because I always watch the Great Christmas Bake Off. Then at 3:25, we've got Kirsty's Handmade Christmas. Never seen this before. 4:30, we've got Jamie Cook's Christmas. They always put this on the last week of December before Christmas starts at like 1:05. I know they're doing that next week. Then at 5:30, we've got Channel 4 News again, followed by Jamie Cook's Christmas again at 6:00. This time it's part 2. Then at 7:00, we've got Junior Taskmaster, the final. Oh, wonder what that is. Christmas at Lapland UK, that's on at 8:00. And then we get into some films at 9:00 with Bullet Train. And then we've got another Harrison, that stars Brad Pitt, by the way. And then we've got another Harrison Ford film, Clear and Present Danger. I love Harrison Ford. I love him in Star Wars. I love him in Indiana Jones. I'm going to check this one out too. Then at 2:05, we've got Travelman, 96 Hours in Rio. This gets us into the early hours of Christmas Eve. Frasier at 2:55. Love Frasier. Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares at 3:20. Past 3. Receive. Frasier at 2:55. Love Frasier. Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares at 3:20. And then we've got Undercover Boss Canada at 4:15 again. And then we've got Kirsty's Handmade Christmas to finish us off in the early hours at 5:05. Then we move on to Christmas Eve, and we have Alvin and the Chipmunks: The Road Trip at 5:55. Then it's over. No more Alvin and the Chipmunks from there and out. Then at 7:25, we've got the Tiger Who Came to Tea. I saw this for the first time 2 weeks ago. It's actually pretty good. Even though it's much more for the younger audience, I still managed to enjoy it. Then at 7:50, we've got Channel 4's premiere animation again, The Snowman. Harmless. Love The Snowman. I'm glad it's getting so much airtime this year, guys. It never really. They just normally slap it on Christmas Eve and then that's it. 8:20, we've got Father Christmas. This is a funny animation. I watched this for the first time a couple of years ago. Loved it. You guys should check it out too. And then at 8:55, we've got an airing of The Snowman and the Snow Dog. That's the new one. Love The Snowman and the Snow Dog as well. And then from 9:25 until 11:20, we've got some festive Simpsons. You can't really go wrong, can you? This whole morning on Channel 4 Christmas Eve is blocked up with stuff. Then at 11:20, we've got the Channel 4 news summary again, followed by Close Encounters of the Third Kind at 11:25. Have not seen this film yet. My dad spoke about it a couple of times. I've had other people in the family speak about it a couple of times. Just never managed to get around to it. Then at 2:10, we've got another film, A Christmas Carol. Christmas Eve is so bunched up with films this year. Stars Ebenezer Scrooge, George C. Scott, so that's the 1984 version. This one I've seen a couple of times. It's good. It's probably one of my favourites. My mum prefers the one with Patrick Stewart. That's on Channel 5. We'll get to that soon when I do the Channel 5 schedules. Then at 4:15, again, it's The Snowman. Yeah, this film is getting absolutely aired to hell on Christmas Eve. The Snowman, 4:15. That new premiere animation of Mog's Christmas follows that at 4:45. This is all right. It's not awful, but it's not one that I'd watch relentlessly over Christmas like I would watch The Snowman. Then at 5:20, we've got the sequel, The Snowman and the Snow Dog. So I don't know what it is, but they're airing them so much this year. Specifically, The Snowman and the Snowman and the Snow Dog. They don't really focus on the other ones that much, like Father Christmas. They should put that on instead of Mog's Christmas, but that's my opinion. But they've done Mog's Christmas instead because that's a new one, and I understand that. 5:45, we've got Channel 4 News. Yeah, Channel 4 News. And then 6:05, it's the Christmas classic. Everyone loves it. It's Home Alone. 6:05, Christmas Eve. I'm definitely watching it. And then at 8 o'clock, we've got another thing that I love to watch. It's a great Christmas Bake Off. And then following that at 9:15, we've got the Gogglebox 2024 Christmas Special. That is actually pretty good. I love Gogglebox as well. 11:15, we've got the 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown Christmas Special. So we've got some countdown on Christmas Eve and some 8 out of 10 Cats. Love countdown. Never really seen 8 out of 10 Cats though. 2020, 12:20, sorry, not 2020. 12:20, we've got Sarah Millican Homebird Live. Is that a film? Oh no, it's a stand-up comedy show. That this starts off the early hours on Christmas Day. Greg Davies firing cheese balls at a dog. He's on at 1:15. This seems like something like a comedy or something. That's on at 1:15. 2:25, and we've got Sounds Like It's Christmas with Ken Bruce. Another one of those Christmas doc things. 3:20, we've got The Last Leg. Yeah, I don't know if it's a Christmas special or just a random episode. The Great Christmas Bake Off, the airing from last night, is on at 4:15. So the previous night before that, the Great Christmas Bake Off was on. There is another airing at 4:15. Then at 5:25, we've got Kirsty's Handmade Christmas, and that caps off Christmas Eve this year. Now we move on to Christmas Day. Like I said, Kirsty's Handmade Christmas at 5:25. Then we've got The Bear at 6:15. I love The Bear. It's so innocent, it's so good, and it just encapsulates Christmas for me. It's basically the snowman, but with a girl and a bear. It's just so nice to watch. Then at 6:45, we've got another airing of the Snowman and the Snow Dog. They are pumping this up this year. The Snowman and the Snow Dog is getting more airings than any other one. I don't know why. It should be the original, really. Then at 7:10, we've got another airing of that Father Christmas animation. I love how they're putting these on at Christmas Day morning because kids normally like to get up early and open their presents, so it's kind of nice that these are on. And then at 7:40, we've got The Tiger Who Came to Tea again. Love The Tiger Who Came to Tea. It's so harmless. Then at 8:10, we're getting into some films. We've got Monsters vs Aliens at 8:10. Used to grow up watching this. It's all right. I'm so glad they're not pumping like Alvin and the Chipmunks or something on Christmas Day because that'd just be kind of boring, to be fair. And then at 10 o'clock, we've got Shrek Forever After. I love the first two films, but they kind of like go downhill after Shrek 2. It's just Shrek the Third's awful, and Shrek Forever After. Seeing it, it's alright, it's harmless. 11:50, we've got The Snowman again. Look at this trio of shorts here. The Snowman at 11:50, Mog's Christmas at 12:25, and then The Snowman and the Snow Dog at 12:55. You can't go wrong, can you? They've done this before on Christmas Day. They're doing it again. Mog's Christmas, The Snowman and the Snow Dog. Harmless. Love them. But too much Snowman and Snow Dog, though. They should put more into the other shorts. That were on at 6:45, and it's on again at 12:55. Then we've got another airing of the Great Christmas Bake Off at half one. They're pumping that as well this year, even though I do like watching that. 2:45, we've got the original version of the Italian Job. I watched the 2003 version a couple of days ago on ITV1. Yeah, I don't know how they've got access to that when it were on E4 a couple of days before that as well. So that's on at 2:45, and then at 4:50 we've got the alternative Christmas message. I wonder what they're doing this year. It's something with Stephen Fry or something. I don't know. And then at 4:55 we've got the Channel 4 news, and then at 5 o'clock we've got an airing of Miracle on 34th Street. I believe this is a 1994 remake version, not the 1947 original. Then at 7:05 we've got the Piano at Christmas. Then at 8:20 we're getting into some Christmas Day films. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I am watching this. This is one of my favourite films, and I'm glad they're putting it on Christmas Day. Notting Hill follows at 10:35. Never seen it. It's got Hugh Grant in it. And then East is East is on at 12:55. And then we move into the early hours of Boxing Day with Celebrity Gogglebox at 2:30 in the morning. Might watch that if I'm up early, but we'll probably not end up watching it. 3:25, we've got another airing of the alternative Christmas message, and the Piano at Christmas follows at 3:30. So if you just missed them, or you just, I don't know, whatever. 4:40, we've got Kirsty's Fill Your House for Free, and then at Chateau DIY at Christmas at 4:45, and then The Simpsons ending us off in the early hours at 5:40. And then The Simpsons continues us on into the early hours of Boxing Day at 6:05, with that being on until 8:05. So that's your Boxing Day morning sorted. 8:05, it's film time. Tad the Lost Explorer and the Secret of King Midas. 9:45, we've got the Doghouse at Christmas. 10:50, we've got Christmas at Lapland. 11:55, Jamie's Christmas Shortcuts. Boxing Day is very boring this year, and then we've got a very British Hotel at Christmas at 12:55, and then we get into some films. We've got Dad's Army. I thought they were a BBC show. I thought I've seen this on BBC Two before. That's on at 2 o'clock on Channel 4. 3:50, we've got another Zulu. I don't know what it is with all the old films being on Boxing Day. They're not really targeting more to kids, are they? 6:30, we've got Channel 4 News, and then at 6:40, we've got Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. This is a good sequel. This is a really good sequel to the original film. And then at 9 o'clock, we've got the Festive Pottery Throwdown. This is on late this year. It's normally on Christmas Day, but they must have moved it this year. It's not really prime Christmas Day, is it? 10:15, we've got another airing of Gogglebox from Christmas Eve, and then at 12:10, coinciding with the big day itself, it's Boxing Day. And then at 2:05, we've got an airing of Frasier. Why are they airing this so early in the morning? And then we've got Ramsay's 24 Hours to Hell and Back. That's on at 2:30. 3:20, we've got Undercover Boss Canada, and then Find It, Fix It, Flog It at 4:10. Then we've got Extraordinary Escapes at Christmas with Sandy Tosvig, and then Jamie Keep Cooking at Christmas at 5:25. And then capping off the Christmas week, then at 5:50, sorry, we've got The Simpsons. 6:10, we've got The Simpsons, and that'll run into 7:45, and then we move into Frasier, which is on until 9:15. And then we've got Chateau DIY at Christmas, A Place in the Sun at 10:15. Channel 4 News Summary at 11:20, and then we've got a rendition of Oliver Twist at 11:25. So that is whatever. If you like the story of Oliver Twist, you can tune into that. 2020, we've got the 2:20. Why do I keep saying 2020 when something's on at 2:20? 2:20, we've got the Piano at Christmas again, which aired on Christmas Day, and then at 3:40, we've got a film, The Hunt for Red October. Never heard of this film, but it's got Sean Connery in it, and it's got Alec Baldwin. It's got who is it in it? What's it? James Bond. 6:15, we've got the Channel 4 News. 6:55, we've got Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. This is a good film. I love Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. I love how they've modernized Jumanji and turned it into sort of Into sort of a video game. 9 o'clock, we've got the big fat quiz of the year 2024. Yeah, don't really watch Jimmy Carr, don't really like him. 11 o'clock, we've got Paul, the film about the alien. This film is funny. I'm going to watch that at 11 o'clock. And then at 12:55, we've got The Naked Gun from the Files of the Police Squad. Yeah, that's 2 hours and 30 minutes. So no, 1 hour and 30 minutes. Then at 2:25, we've got Ramsay's 24 Hours to Hell and Back. At 3:10, we've got Undercover Boss Canada. 4:05, we've got Kirsty's House of Craft. And then 4:20, we've got Sarah Beanie's New Life in the Country at Christmas. And then we've got Chateau DIY at Christmas to finish us off at 5:15. So that is Channel 4's Christmas this year. It's all right. Christmas, the first few days are good, and then it just kind of slips into mediocrity from there. Yeah, this is Christmas Eve, Channel 4. It's. I tell you something. Now we move on to E4 then, Saturday the 21st of December. We're back at the beginning. 6 o'clock, we've got Don't Tell the Bride, Christmas in the Snow. 7 o'clock, we've got Don't Tell the Bride, just an original episode. 8 o'clock, we've got Made in Chelsea. Now we move on to some sitcoms. The first episode of The Big Bang Theory is on at 9 o'clock. And then The Big Bang Theory will run all the way up until 12:55. And then at 12:55, we've got a film, The Kid Who Would Be King. I watched this in cinemas actually. It's actually a pretty good film. I can't even remember that. And then we go back to The Big Bang Theory from 3:15 until 5:15 when we've got the airing of The Great Christmas Bake Off 2023. 6:45 we've got Junior. Love this film. I used to watch it all the time as a kid. It used to be on ITV, but it moved to Channel 4. Then at 9 o'clock we've got the Gogglebox Festive Special from 2021. This Gogglebox is funny. And then 10:30, we've got another Gogglebox episode, but this time it's a celebrity Gogglebox for Stand Up to Cancer. That's on at 10:30. Then at 11:35, we've got First Dates at Christmas, followed by another episode of First Dates at Christmas 2021. That's on at 12:35. The Gogglebox Festive Special, Gogglebox again, that's on at 1:40. And then at 3:05, we've got The Farmer Wants a Wife Australia. And then at 4:25, we've got Lego Masters Australia. Lego Masters Australia is good. If they were to air it at like 7 p.m., I'd watch it. And then we move on to Sunday, the 22nd of December. We've got Hollyoaks Omnibus starting us off at 6 in the morning. The Making of Quentin Blake's Clown at 7:10. Father Christmas at 7:20. The Father Christmas animation. It's great how they're doing these on E4 as well, actually. The Tiger Who Came to Tea is on at 7:55. Love it. We're going on a bear hunt. I haven't mentioned this one yet because it hasn't been on. We're going on a bear hunt. It's so good for the children to watch. It's just a genuinely harmless story, sorry, not harmful. It's just a harmful story of peace and how this bear just gets treated really badly by the rest of the family, but this little girl sees the fact that he's just lonely and wants to be played with. It's really nice as we're going on a bear hunt. Then at 9 o'clock, we've got Mog's Christmas, and that just kind of caps off the animation stuff. And then we've got Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares in a quadruple bill from 9:25, is it, until 1:20. And then we've got Celebrity Lego Masters at Christmas. Might check that out because it's Lego. And then from 2:25 until 4:45, we've got The Big Bang Theory in a marathon. And then at 4:45, it's film time. We've got We Bought a Zoo. 7:07, and it's Lego Masters Australia. Checking that out as well. The Great New Year Bake Off is on at 8:45. That's the one from last year. And then we've got Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's on at 10 o'clock. Love this film. It's so good. Matthew Broderick, the Lion King guy. That's on at 10 o'clock. And then at 12:05, we've got a double bill of Gogglebox. Funny comedy there. First Dates at Christmas at 2:10. The Farmer Wants a Wife Australia. That's on at 3:15. And then Hollyoaks Omnibus again at 4:05. And then we move on to Monday, the 23rd of December. We've got a double bill of Hollyoaks at 6 and 6:30. Then we've got The Art of the Snowman and the Snow Dog at 6:55. Something new. I think it's because we're watching how the film is made. 7 o'clock, we've got Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares USA before a double bill of Brooklyn Nine-Nine at 8. A double bill of Young Sheldon at 9. A double bill of The Big Bang Theory at 10. A double bill of Modern Family at 11. And then we go back for a quadruple bill of The Big Bang Theory at 12. And then Sonic the Hedgehog is on at 2 o'clock. That was on Channel 4 not too long ago. But I'm glad they're airing it on E4 as well over the Christmas period. And then we've got The Art of the Snowman and the Snow Dog again at 3:55. Young Sheldon double bill at 4 o'clock. The Big Bang Theory in a quadruple bill at 5. Hollyoaks at 7. And then we've got Instant Family at 7:30. This film is hilarious, by the way. This film is absolutely hilarious. Then at 9:50 and 10:50, we've got a double bill of Gogglebox before we get into American Pie, another film at 11:50. And then getting into the early hours of Christmas Eve, It's the In-Betweeners. I love the In-Betweeners so much, and that carries us on into 3:45 in the morning when we've got Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I believe that's a double bill, and then Modern Family at 4:35, 5 o'clock, and 25 past 5. Then we move on to Christmas Eve then, and we've got a double bill of Hollyoaks at 6:30, 6, Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares at 7, Brooklyn Nine-Nine at 8 o'clock and 8:30, Young Sheldon 9, The Big Bang Theory double bill at 10, Modern Family double bill at 11, and then at 12 o'clock, Halloween animation, not Christmas animation, Halloween animation, Hotel Transylvania, that's on Christmas Eve at 12 o'clock, and then Rudy's Tube Shorts are on at 1:50, quadruple bill of The Big Bang Theory at 2 o'clock, and then Young Sheldon at 4. Back to The Big Bang Theory for another quadruple bill at 5, and then Hollyoaks at 7 o'clock. And then we're going back again on Christmas Eve for The Snowman at 8 o'clock. Really late this year, but they are pumping it like hell on Channel 4 and E4 this Christmas Eve. 8:35, and it's The Snowman and the Snow Dog again. This is getting aired like mad this year. These two are getting aired like mad. 9 o'clock, Venom. Not a fan of this film. This is the worst film they could have put on Christmas Eve. What is it with them putting Halloween type films on Christmas Eve on E4? It's like Halloween 2.0 on E4. 11:15, we've got an airing of American Pie 2. Kind of obvious since they had the first one the day before. And then we've got the In-Betweeners again from, I believe, 1:15, and that is on until 3:50. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 3:50 and 4:15. Modern Family, 4:45, 05, and 5:30. Then we move on to Christmas Day, and it continues with Modern Family for an hour, and then Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares at 7, Brooklyn Nine-Nine at 8, Young Sheldon at 9, The Big Bang Theory at 10, Modern Family at 11, The Big Bang Theory at 12 and half, 12, The Big Bang Theory at 1 o'clock and half, 1, and then we've got the making of Quentin Blake's Clown at 2 o'clock, and after that we've got a Halloween sequel, Hotel Transylvania 2, that is on at 10 past 2. The Big Bang Theory returns to our screens again at 3:55 and will end at 5:55 before we get into the Great Christmas Bake Off. What is it with them airing this film on Christmas Day every year? Peter Rabbit, 10 past 7. This film, it's all right. James Corden, good voice. Then at 9 o'clock, we've got a double bill of Gogglebox before we get into American Pie The Wedding at 11:40. The In-Betweeners is on again. They are pumping the In-Betweeners this year. That is on until 4:05, and then we've got Brooklyn Nine-Nine for a triple bill, and then a double bill of Young Sheldon from 5:15. And then we go back to Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Boxing Day at 6 in the morning and 6:30. And then we get into The Art of the Snowman and the Snow Dog again at 6:55 in a double bill. Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares USA at 7 o'clock. Brooklyn Nine-Nine at 8 o'clock and 8:30. 9 o'clock, Young Sheldon double bill. 10 o'clock, The Big Bang Theory. 11 o'clock, Modern Family. 12 o'clock, then it's film time. Hotel Transylvania 3, A Monster Vacation. That ends at 1:50 when we've got Rudy's Tube Shorts. The Big Bang Theory on from 2 till 4. Young Sheldon at 4. The Big Bang Theory at 5. And that's on till 6:30. And then we've got We Bought a Zoo at 6:30. Gogglebox at 9 o'clock. And then we've got the In-Betweeners from 10 o'clock and 10:35. And then, it's Adult Swim night as well. 10 past 11, we've got American Reunion, which is, I believe, the fourth film in the American Pie franchise. And then at 20 past 1, we've got Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty. It's so good. Do you know on Adult Swim nights, they need to start it from like 9 o'clock. 1:55, we've got Mike Tyson Mysteries. At 10 past 2, we've got Robot Chicken. And then at 25 past 2, we've got Naked Attraction before returning to the In-Betweeners for a double bill at 3:15. The Big Bang Theory is on at 4:15 and 4:40 before Modern Family is on at 5:05 and 5:30. They are really doing the sitcoms this year. And then we end off Christmas week on Friday, the 27th of December, with Brooklyn Nine-Nine at 6 o'clock and 6:30. The Art of the Snowman and the Snow Dog again at 6:55. They're always airing this. 7 o'clock, Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. Brooklyn Nine-Nine at 8. Young Sheldon at 9. The Big Bang Theory at 10. Modern Family at 11. The Big Bang Theory is on again for a quadruple bill at 12. Brooklyn Nine-Nine at 2. Modern Family at 3. Young Sheldon at 4. The Big Bang Theory at 5 until 7:25. And then we've got Lego Masters Australia Christmas Special. That's on at 7:25. War of the Planet of the Apes at 9 o'clock. And then a rerun of Instant Family at 11:50. And then we go for the In-Betweeners at 2:10 before being interrupted by Lego Masters Australia Christmas Special again at 3:15. 4:35, we've got Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares USA, and then we end off Christmas week with Brooklyn Nine-Nine at 20 past 5. do not enjoy the E4 Christmas schedule. They have some highlights. They've got the Christmas specials on in the morning on the Sunday. There's the Snowman at 8 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Um, there's also the Hotel Transylvania films, which are all right to air. But other than that, it's just sitcoms. E4, not good this year. Let's move on to Film 4. Now then, we move on to Film 4. Hopefully, we can get something better than we got out of E4. 11 o'clock, we're starting off with Dragon Ball Evolution. Never seen this film before. 12:40, we've got Baby's Day Out. This was a pinnacle of my childhood. I grew up with it. It's a good little story. It's based off a book as well. 2:35, we've got Tooth Fairy with Dwayne Johnson. Never actually seen this film, seen clips of it. He's got hair in this one, hasn't he? 4:40, we've got Sister Act. This film, I've watched it before. It's quite funny. Fisherman's Friends, 6:45. Honest Thief at 9 o'clock. Bad Times at the El Royale at 11:05. And then Werewolves Within ends us off on Saturday the 21st at 1:55. We move on to the Sunday, the 22nd, and we've got Doctor Who and the Oh my God, Doctor Who and the Daleks at 11 o'clock. I love Doctor Who. I love the Doctor Who films. That's on at 11 o'clock. This is quite early. This is quite an adult film, isn't it? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at 12:45. I swear to God, this is a 15. This is illegal. This is out of the watershed. 2:50. We've got Spies in Disguise. That was the last ever Blue Sky film, I believe. And then at 4:55, we've got The Golden Child. Never seen this film before. Eddie Murphy's in it though from Meet Dave. Zathura: A Space Adventure. That's on at 6:45, followed by Dog at 9 o'clock. Zathura is pretty good. I like Zathura. It's like Jumanji but in outer space. 11:05, we've got Spencer. Never seen this film before, and then we end off at 1:20 with Carol. Then on Monday the 23rd, we start off with 100 million years BC. Bumblebee at 1:05, and it's sort of like a Transformers marathon because we've got Transformers: The Age of Extinction at 3:20. Hunter Killers on at 6:40. Prey at 9 o'clock. I believe this is the Predator prequel or sequel, I don't know. But following that, we've got the original, the classic, It's Predator at 10:55. If they put this on at Christmas Eve, I would sit and watch it. And then we've got Carlito's Way at 1:05 on Film 4. That's on in the early hours of Christmas Eve. And then we move on to Christmas Eve itself. And starting us off at 11 o'clock, we've got Gulliver's Travels. This was on ITV2 a couple of months ago. I do remember it being on there. But yeah, and then we've got the immensely awful The Cat in the Hat. That's on at 12:40. I'm so glad this is not on Channel 4 this year because I can avoid this film at all costs because I normally watch Channel 4. 2:15, we've got The Adventures of Tintin. This film I grew up with as well. It's one of those stop motion things. Not stop motion. What's it called now? Where they do that motion capture. That's it. One of those motion capture films. 4:25 is one of my mum's favourites. School of Rock. That's on at 4:25 on Film 4. Then at 6:40 we've got Romancing the Stone. This was on Channel 4 a couple of weeks ago. 9 o'clock we've got Ambulance. 11:45 we've got Little Monsters, and then at 1:35 we've got Stand by Me. Christmas Eve is actually quite solid on Film 4, to be fair. The whole schedule on Film 4 is more solid than what we got on E4. Then Christmas Day, we start off at 11 o'clock with Dunstan Checks In. The War with Grandpa follows us at 12:45 before we get another airing of Sister Act at 2:40. The Devil Wears Parada's on at 4:45 before we get into one of my nan's and most of the family's favourites that we watch on Christmas, The Greatest Showman. That's on at 6:55. Then we've got The Kingsman at 9 o'clock, followed by A Quiet Place at 11:40, and then In Bruges at 1:25. That caps us off Christmas Day and on to Boxing Day, where we've got some good films on as well. This is good. Mrs. Doubtfire, that's on at 11 o'clock on Boxing Day. Too early, though. Why is it on in the morning? They should have put it on at like 6:50 or something. Tooth Fairy at 1:25, and then we've got Transformers Dark of the Moon. I believe that's a rerun. I believe the one before is a rerun. No, it's not. Transformers Dark of the Moon first airing, Age of Extinction was on the other day. Then after that, we've got Star Trek at 6:35. Yep, Star Trek 6:35, that's sorted. 9 o'clock, we've got Honest Thief. 11:05, we've got A Quiet Place Part 2, and then we end off at 12:55 on Boxing Day with The Long Good Friday. These schedules on Film 4 aren't as long as they are on Channel 4 and E4. Then Friday, the 27th of December, we've got another airing of Baby's Day Out at 11 o'clock. Clueless at 12:55. Never seen this film. I've heard it's like Mean Girls, but different. It's one of those type films. 2:45, we've got another airing of Zathura: A Space Adventure. Film 4 really like to re-air their films, don't they? 4:50 we've got Scrooged. That's on Channel 4 on Christmas the 21st. 6:50 we've got Finding Your Feet. 9 o'clock John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. And then 11:35 we've got The Transporter. That film's all right. And then at 20 past 1, ending us off the schedules for this part, and that is Warlock at 20 past 1. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be back in a couple of days with the TV schedules for the ITV channels. Make sure you leave a like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, because why not? And put your post notifications on so you know when I'm uploading. And I will see you guys for the next video in a few days. Hello everyone, it's me, Darth Devil. I'm back here today with part 2 of the Christmas TV schedule guides. Tuning in, other day we did Channel 4, E4 and Film 4, the 3 main Channel 4 channels that many people watch. No one really watches more 4 and 4/7, so I'm not really going to do them. But today we're talking about the main 4 ITV channels, so ITV1, ITV2, ITV3 and ITV4. Yeah, so let's get started, and we're starting off with ITV1. I'm doing the Yorkshire variant, as I do live in Yorkshire. So we've got some repeats in the morning. We've got For Love of Britain at 6 p.m. on Saturday the 21st of December. We've got Love Your Family Garden at 6:30. Love Your Weekend with Alan Titchmarsh, that's on at 7:30, followed by the ITV News at 25 past 9. Got James Martin's Saturday Morning at Christmas at 9:30, so that's something new, not a repeat this time. So Then we've got at 11:40, we've got Inside M&S at Christmas. They always do these. I've noticed that they always do them on like Channel 4, but I never really see them that much on ITV. It's something different, but I think they all have like the Canary whenever they want. 12:40, we've got another airing of the ITV News, followed by Capital Jingle Bell Ball, the 2024 version at 12:50. I'm not sure if that's brand new. I'm not sure if they're airing that again or all. I don't know. Then we've got a film on Her Majesty's Secret Service. So it's a James Bond film. I like James Bond. James Bond. Everyone likes James Bond. 5 o'clock, we've got the ITV News again, followed by the Chase Celebrity Christmas Special at 5:30, and then we've got Katy Perry Night of a Lifetime at 6:30, followed by the 1% Club at 8 o'clock. Then we've got another film, Fast and Furious 9, that's on at 9 o'clock. I'm not a fan of the newer Fast and Furious films, but the older ones, fantastic. Then at 11:30, we've got another airing of ITV News, followed by Gordon, Gino, and Fred Christmas Road Trip 3 Unwise Men. That's on at 11:50. And then we've got Shop on TV at 12:40. So this is like the early morning stuff. 3 o'clock, we've got the Royal Variety Performance of 2024, and we end off at 5:15 with Unwind with ITV. Decent schedule for Saturday the 21st, but we get into the early hours of Sunday the 22nd, and we've got A Year in the Beacons at 6 in the morning, followed by James Martin's American Adventure at 6:30, and then we've got James Martin's Saturday Morning at Christmas at 7:30. I believe this is a repeat of the one that was on the previous morning, as they're having Saturday morning stuff on a Sunday. It's kind of weird that. 9:25 ITV News again with Love Your Weekend with Alan Titchmarsh, a new episode at 9:30. We've got Fletcher's Family Farm at 11:30, and then The Royal Beat at 12:30. So on Sundays there's a lot of new stuff, and they just do a lot of repeats on the Saturdays. It's kind of weird. At 1:30 we've got the ITV News and Weather, followed by Deal or No Deal Celebrity Special at 1:45. Then at 2:45 we've got Mariah Carey Merry Christmas to All, followed by the ITV News and Weather at 4:35 again. Then we've got the Chase Celebrity Christmas Special, that's on at 4:55, followed by the Bullseye Christmas Special at 6 o'clock. And then we've got You Bet at 7, followed by a film, Jurassic World Dominion, that's on at 20 past 8. We've got the ITV News and Weather again at 10:55. George, Gino, and Fred Desperately Seeking Santa, that's on at 10 past 11, followed by Shop on TV at 12:15. Motorsport UK is on at 3 o'clock. Unwind with ITV again at 3:50, and then we end off with Fletcher's Family Farm at 5:05. And now we get into Christmas week, the proper Christmas week. Monday the 23rd of December, we start off our morning with the usual stuff. We've got Good Morning Britain at 6, Lorraine at 9, This Morning at 10, and Loose Women at 12:30. Then we've got the ITV Lunchtime News at 1:30, followed by Ainsley's Festive Flavours at 1:45. And then at 2:50, they're deciding to air a film, and that is The Grinch, followed by the ITV Yorkshire Weather at, well, to be honest, I don't even need to count that. It's on it for 1 minute. And then following The Grinch, we've got the Chase Celebrity Christmas Special at 4:30. Nothing new. It's just an old one. At 5:30, we've got an episode of Pictionary, which is brand new. And then we've got the ITV News at 6 o'clock, followed by the Tipping Point Lucky Stars Christmas Special at 6:30. another rerun airing. We've got Emmerdale at 7:30, followed by Coronation Street at 8 o'clock. And then we've got, well, they always do these every year. It's the big quiz, Coronation Street versus Emmerdale. That's on at 9 o'clock. And we've got the ITV News again at 10, followed by a film, The Equalizer. I've never seen this film before, but it sounds like another one of those action thrillers, which is quite cool. And then we get into the early morning stuff again with at 12:40, we've got Shop on TV, followed by You Bet at 3 o'clock again. 4 o'clock, we've got Unwind with ITV, and then we end off at 5:10 with Ainsley's National Trust Cook-Off. Yeah, decent schedule for Monday the 23rd, only one film though. And then we've got Christmas Eve then, and we've got Good Morning Britain at 6 o'clock, Lorraine at 9 o'clock this morning at 10, and then Loose Women at 12. Wondering what's going on, it's on earlier. Oh, this is nice for Christmas Eve. Then at 1 o'clock, we've got the ITV lunchtime news, followed by In for a Penny Christmas Crackers at 1:15. And then we move into some festive specials as we've got Shrek the Halls at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This used to be on Channel 4. I swear to God, it was on Channel 4 last year at some point. I don't know. But it's moved to ITV now. So a lot of the DreamWorks catalogue has moved to ITV actually. And then at 2:30, Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life. I've never really actually seen this, but I've seen it on Channel 4 once, and I sat and watched like the last 40 minutes of it. I'm not personally into the type of classic Christmas stuff, but if this is for you, you can catch it on Christmas Eve, 2:30 on ITV1. 5:05, and we've got another You Bet, followed by the ITV News calendar at 6:20. Then at 7 o'clock, we've got Emmerdale, followed by Royal Carols Together at Christmas at 7:30. They always do that on Christmas Eve, don't they? But Emmerdale's on. So last year they did, I think because it were on a Sunday, they did Home Alone 2, and then it was the Royal Carols Together at Christmas. That's what they did last year. Then at 8:45, we've got Coronation Street, followed by TikTok Top 100 2024. That's on at 9:15. Then we've got the ITV News at 11:10, and then Christmas Carols on ITV at 11:30. So they do a lot of carol stuff on ITV, don't they? Then at 12:30, we've got Martin Lewis, How to Win at Board Games, another rerun sort of thing. Pictionary at 1:20, that's a repeat from the day before. This is getting us into the early hours. And then we've got Inside M&S at Christmas at 1:45. And then we've got Unwind with ITV again at 2:35. And then a rerun of It's a Wonderful Life at 3:50 in the morning. That's kind of weird that. They're having a film at 3:50 in the morning and they're going to Christmas Day. To be honest, I'd expect it from ITV. They do a lot of repeats of films on there. Then we start off Christmas Day morning with the Royal Carols Together at Christmas. That's a repeat. We've got the usual morning stuff then from 7. We've got Good Morning Britain at 7 o'clock, Lorraine at 9, This Morning at 10. Then at 12 o'clock, we've got James Martin's Christmas Day. At 2 o'clock, we've got Ainsley's Festive Flavours. And then at 3 o'clock, we've obviously got The King's Speech. Then at 3:10, it's film time, Christmas classic, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. This is a film that I believe is one of the encapsulates Christmas really well. It's a perfect film, and I will definitely be watching this. This is the one I will be watching. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, 3:10 on ITV1 Christmas Day. That for me is the highlight of the whole thing. Home Alone 2. Then at 5:25, we've got the Bullseye Christmas special. I don't know if this is brand new. I'm not sure. Then at 6:20, we've got ITV Evening News, followed by Emmerdale at 6:30. Then we've got Coronation Street at 7 o'clock with the Chase Celebrity Christmas Special, the brand new one, airing at 8 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, we've got a late night film, Downton Abbey, A New Era. Then at 11:20, we've got the ITV News. And then if you've missed it, you've got the King's Christmas Speech at 11:40, followed by the Royal Variety Performance of 2024. That's on at 11:50. And then we've got Dane, Maggie Smith, A Celebration. That's on at 2:10. Someone in the royal family, I'm probably thinking, or an actor or something. Then in case you missed it, the King's Speech is on again at 3 o'clock in the morning, followed by a repeat of Ainsley's Festive Flavours at 3:10. Then we've got Unwind with ITV at 4 o'clock, and then Deal or No Deal Celebrity Special at 5:05. One thing I didn't notice about Christmas Day is that on Christmas Eve, going into Christmas Day morning, they repeated It's a Wonderful Life, but tonight, well, not tonight, I mean Christmas Day night, they're not repeating Home Alone 2. Any reason why you haven't done that ITV one? Then we move on to Boxing Day. I feel like Boxing Day will probably be the best day of them all because ITV1 usually tends to do a lot of films on Boxing Day. So we start off at 6 o'clock with Mariah Carey, Merry Christmas to All. Then at 7:25, we've got James Martin's Christmas Day. That is a repeat of the one at the day before. Then at 9:25, we've got a film on Her Majesty's Secret Service, the James Bond one, repeat. That was on Saturday the 21st, I believe. Then at 12:10, we've got ITV Lunchtime News, followed by ITV Racing live from Kempton. They just have to ruin it, don't they? They're putting horse racing on. I like horse racing when it comes to the Grand National, but not in a genuine. Then at 3 o'clock, we've got an absolute classic film. We've got Grease. Uh, I'm not really a fan of this film, to be fair, but I have heard a lot of people like it, so I'm not going to judge. Then at 5 o'clock, we've got Tipping Point Best Ever Finals. This is actually a brand new one. My nan were complaining about how Tipping Point ain't airing any brand new ones anymore, but it's back at 5:10 on Boxing Day. Then at 5:40, we've got Pictionary, another one. And then at 6:10, we've got the ITV Evening News, followed by Emmerdale at 6:30. The Masked Singer Christmas Special at 7:30, brand new. The 1% Club Christmas Special at 9 o'clock. One thing I've noticed, why are they doing all the Christmas specials on Boxing Day? Just do them on Christmas Day. BBC One are doing that, you know. BBC, I need to look at BBC One today. Then we've got ITV News at 10, followed by Live Free or Die Hard. Oh my goodness me. They are pumping it up with Die Hard this year on the ITV channels. We've got the Gallagher Premiership Unleashed. That's the rugby highlights that are on from 12:40. Shop on TV at 1:10. The Life and Death of Lily Savage at 3 o'clock in the morning, followed by Unwind with ITV at 4:10. And then the Bullseye Christmas Special repeat at 5:05 in the morning. Then we move on to Friday, the 27th of December. We've got Ainsley's Festive Flavours at 6 o'clock. And then we've got the Masked Singer Christmas Special again at 7 o'clock in the morning, in case you missed it. This film was absolutely hilarious to me. Evan Almighty at 8:30 on Friday the 27th. I used to love growing up with Bruce Almighty, but when I saw Evan Almighty, I thought that was fantastic. Then at 10:25, we've got another classic film. We've got Big. Big's a great film as well. I love Big. Then we've got the ITV Lunchtime News, and then we've got more ITV Racing at 12:45 live from Kempton again. 3:30, we've got the original Jurassic Park. I have not seen this film for years. I might actually check it out. 3:30 Friday the 27th. Then we've got the ITV News at 6 o'clock, and then we've got another repeat of the big quiz, Coronation Street versus Emmerdale at 6:30. Speaking of Emmerdale, that is on again at 7:30 with Coronation Street at 8 o'clock. Then we've got Beat the Chasers at 9 o'clock. Then we've got some brand new Tsunami, the wave that shook the world at 10 o'clock. ITV News at 11:50. ITV Yorkshire Weather at 12. I didn't even need to. I keep doing that. Then we've got a repeat of Katy Perry Night of a Lifetime that is on at 5:12. Shop on TV at 1 in the morning. Then we've got the TikTok Top 100 2024 repeat at 3 in the morning. I believe that's on 23rd or Christmas Eve. And then we've got Unwind with ITV to finish us off at 4:40. So that is the ITV1 schedule. And I feel like ITV1 aren't doing as well as Channel 4. It could be a lot better. I feel like Friday the 27th is definitely the best day in terms of films, or maybe Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, though, is kind of a highlight with the fact that they're showing Home Alone 2. But other than that, they've not done a good job. ITV have failed this year. But let's move on to ITV2 and see if they can do a better job. On to ITV2 then, and we start off with Saturday the 21st of December. Starting us off, we've got a double bill of Looney Tunes cartoons. So I believe this is the CITV block. We've got Teen Titans Go, double bill at 6:25. Followed by Batwheels at 6:50, and then we've got, love this show, Mr. Bean the Animated Series at 7. We've got a double bill of Dodo at 7:15 and 7:25. And then we've got a film, Big Top Scooby-Doo at 7:35. Now we move into the proper ITV2 schedule. I feel like I'm not going to mention CITV that much because it's just going to be the same. Then at 9 o'clock, we've got Totally Bonkers Guinness World Records. At 9:10, we've got a double bill of Dress to Impress, which will follow us into 11:10 when we've got Alan Carr's Epic Game Show Christmas Special. Then at 12:10, we've got Family Fortunes, followed by the Celebrity Catchphrase Christmas Special. Then we've got Trolls Holiday at 2:15. So this is I've realised this is going to be great. Some great Christmas schedules on the TV this year. Then we've got Deck the Halls at 2:50. Another classic Christmas film for me with Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick. It's actually really, really good, guys. You should check it out. Then, obviously, the Christmas film for me, the Christmas classic, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. That's on at 4:45 on ITV2 on Saturday the 21st. I've just looked at the ITV schedules and they're airing this 4 days later on Christmas Day, so there's loads of times to catch Home Alone 2 this year if you haven't seen it. Then at 7:05 we've got Uncle Buck. ITV2 are really pumping it up with the films this year. Uncle Buck is hilarious, and I'm glad they're doing a double Macaulay Culkin marathon. But I feel like ITV2 should do Home Alone and Home Alone 2 together, but I don't think I think Channel 4 have the licensing to the first Home Alone. Then at 9 o'clock we've got Pitch Perfect. Never seen that film. Anna Kendrick's in it though, and Rebel Wilson. Then at 11:10 we've got the classic Christmas comedies of Family Guy, classic Christmas shenanigans, guys, and we've got American Dad following it in a double bill at 10:12. Family Guy's on at 10:11, by the way. Celebrity Karaoke Club is on at 1:01, followed by a double bill, a triple bill, sorry, of Shopping with Keith Lemon from 2:10. The stand-up sketch comedy show is on at 3:40, followed by Totally Bonkers Guinness World Record at 4:05 and 4:30, and then we have Unwind with ITV at 5 a.m. to finish us off. And then we move on to Sunday, the 22nd of December. We've got CITV again, and it's kind of just the same. It is the same, yeah, except for the fact that they're airing Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster at 7:40 instead of the one that they had on yesterday. Then at 9 o'clock, we've got a double bill of Dress to Impress. And then we've got at 11, we've got Alan Carr's Epic Game Show Christmas Special, yet again. At 12 o'clock, we've got the Deal or No Deal Christmas Special, followed by the Celebrity Catchphrase Christmas Special at 1 o'clock. Then at 2 o'clock, we've got Ice Age, A Man of Christmas. This was on Channel 4. This was certainly on Channel 4 because I remember watching it on Christmas Eve every year on Channel 4 at 7:30, and then following that at 8 o'clock, it used to be The Snowman and the Snow Dog. Or was that just once? I'm not sure. But then following that at 2:30, we've got Home Alone 3. Home Alone 3, I am one of the biggest defenders for Home Alone 3. This is an okay film. It's not awful. It's not terrible. It's actually alright. Then following that at 4:40, we've got How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's not my favourite. It's genuinely not my favourite. I don't like this film at all. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, nah. It's better than the animated version, but no. Then we've got Hairspray at 6:45, starring John Travolta. This film's weird. I don't really want to watch this film ever again. After what I saw on ITV2 last time, I don't want to watch it again. Then at 9 o'clock, we've got Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. Never seen it, but I've seen the original. Then at 11:20, we've got a double bill of Family Guy, followed by a double bill of American Dad at 12:20. We've got Shopping with Keith Lemon, that's a double bill from 1:15, and then we've got All Star Dance Off at 2:15, with a triple bill of the stand-up sketch comedy show at 2:45, and then we've got a double bill of Totally Bonkers Guinness World Records at 4:10, before Unwind with ITV finishes off at 5 o'clock. Then we move into Monday, the 23rd of December. We've got CITV again, but instead this time of the double bill of Teen Titans Go, it's getting replaced with Bugs Bunny Builders. Something nice for the younger kids, I guess. And Mr. Bean, the animated series, is on at 7:15. But instead of a Scooby-Doo movie this time, we've got Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated at 7:25, which I believe will be the same throughout the whole week now. Be Cool Scooby-Doo at 7:50. What's New Scooby-Doo at 8:10, and Scooby-Doo and Guess Who at 8:35. This is, I love the overall Scooby-Doo marathons that they do on here. It shows how they care about Scooby-Doo, but Scooby-Doo used to be on CBBC, if you didn't know. At 9 o'clock, we've got Merry Madagascar, followed by The Smurfs Christmas Carol at 9:35. The Smurfs Christmas Carol, don't ever want to see that, but Merry Madagascar, I actually watched it on BBC One when I was younger, but yeah, I don't really care about it that much. Then we've got Totally Bonkers Guinness World Records, that's on at 10:10, followed by the In for a Penny Christmas Crackers at 10:25. Then we've got Alan Carr's Epic Game Show, that's on at 11:10, followed by Deal or No Deal Celebrity Special at 10:12, sorry, and then at Celebrity Catchphrase Christmas Special at 1:10. I really thought that the original 1950s Cinderella was on at 12:10 on ITV2, but it's not. It's a Cinderella Story Christmas Wish, that's on at 2:10, followed by Shrek the Halls at 4 o'clock on Monday the 23rd, and then we've got the 2003 version of Peter Pan. I really think you should check this film out. I've watched this film so many times, it's so good. That's on at 4:35, and then we've got Kong Skull Island at 6:45. Following that at 9 o'clock, we've got Pitch Perfect 3. Where's Pitch Perfect 2? That one on the day before, wasn't it? But yeah, that's on at 9 o'clock, followed by a double bill of Family Guy at 10:55, a double bill of American Dad at 11:55, and then we've got a double bill of Shopping with Keith Lemon at 12:50. followed by a double bill of the stand-up sketch show at 11:55, All-Star Dance-Off at 2:55, a double bill of Totally Bonkers Guinness World Records at 3:25, and then Unwind with ITV at 4:45, taking us in to Christmas Eve. Move on to Christmas Eve now, and we've got CITV. I'm just going to let you have a look at that as per usual. It's just going to be the normal schedule. Then from 9 o'clock, we start off with Kung Fu Panda Holiday, which is on at 9 o'clock, which is quite nice. Then we've got Totally Bonkers Guinness World Records at 9:35. We've got Family Fortunes at 9:45, and then we've got a morning film. It's a very Merry Muppet Christmas movie. Is this the Muppet Christmas Carol, or is that an entirely different sort of genre type film? I'm not sure. Then at 12:35, we've got the Masked Singer Christmas special, followed by Mariah Carey Merry Christmas to All. That's also been on ITV1 as well. We've got the Celebrity Catchphrase Christmas special at 3:50, and then we've got our Christmas Eve film Deck the Halls at 4:50. They should put some Christmas shorts on instead of all this Christmas special catchphrase and stuff, but I guess we can leave that to Channel 4. Then we've got Mamma Mia Here We Go Again at 6:45, followed by Bridesmaids at 9 o'clock. And then we move into a double bill of Family Guy at 11:35. We've got a double bill of American Dad at 12:30. Then we've got the stand-up sketch show Christmas special at 1 o'clock, followed by Hey Tracy at 2 o'clock. A double bill of Shopping with Keith Lemon, a triple bill of Shopping with Keith Lemon at 3 o'clock. And then we get into a double bill of Totally Bonkers Guinness World Records at 4:20. And then into the early hours of Christmas morning, we end off with Unwind with ITV at 5:35. Move into the big day itself, Christmas Day. Now we obviously start off with CITV, but it's changing as we've got 3 episodes of Teen Titans Go and 3 episodes of Mr. Bean instead of what we had on before. Then at 9 o'clock, we've got Shrek the Halls, followed by Ice Age, A Man of Christmas at 9:35. Then we've got In for a Christmas Penny at 10:10. And then we've got a morning film, Peter Pan at 10:50. Like I said, Peter Pan, repeat, great, love it. And then we've got the Celebrity Catchphrase Christmas special at 1:05, following by the worst Christmas film ever made, How the Grinch Stole Christmas at 2:05. Then we've got an actually good film, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. That is on at 4:10. Then we've got the greatest action film known to man, the greatest dinosaur film known to man, Jurassic World at 6:25. I swear to God that's airing at some point on ITV1 as well. 9 o'clock, we've got Fast and Furious 9 on Christmas Day. Not really my Christmas Day action flick. I'd have gone with something like Die Hard 2 or something, but I guess they've chosen that. 11:50, we've got a double bill of Family Guy, followed by a double bill of American Dad at 12:45. Shopping with Keith Lemon, that is a double bill at 1:45, followed by the stand-up sketch show at 2:45, followed by the Deep Fake Neighbour Wars Best Bust-Ups at 3:15, and then the Totally Bonkers Guinness World Records double bill again at 3:45. And we end off going into Boxing Day with Unwind with ITV at 4:35. Then Thursday the 26th, we've got CITV yet again, back to normal this time. Trolls Holiday at 9 o'clock. I don't know why they're airing Trolls Holiday. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm glad they're doing the Christmas shots in the morning. That's what E4 should do. Here's what ITV2 are doing a better job at the animated kids stuff than E4 is, to be fair. And then at 9:35 we've got Family Fortunes, and then we've got a morning movie, Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. That is on at 10:35. Then we've got a Disney film, The Chronicles of Narnia: The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. This film, I don't know which one this is. This is the third one, I think. The one that came out of Prince Caspian, but it's a good film. 2:30 on Boxing Day, we've got Matilda. This one I grew up with quite a lot. It's good. It's good. I don't like the new one that came out, Matilda the musical. That was awful, but this one is pretty good. Then at 4:35, we've got an airing of Ice Age 3: Dawn of the Dinosaurs. They're airing a lot of Ice Age this year, specifically a lot of Ice Age: A Man of Christmas, but still Ice Age 3, pretty good film. Then at 6:25, we've got the sequel to Jurassic World, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Fine. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, good. Then at 9 o'clock, we've got Wonder Woman 1984. I've never seen the Wonder Woman films. I don't know if I want to. Then at 12:05, we've got a double bill of Family Guy, followed by a double bill of American Dad, following that at 1:05. Celebrity Karaoke Club at 2 in the morning. We've got Count Abdullah double bill at 3 o'clock, followed by a double bill of Totally Bonkers Guinness World Records at 4 o'clock, and then Unwind with ITV at 4:50, taking us into Friday the 27th. Then Friday the 27th, we start off with a film. Well, not really a film, but a special. Scooby-Doo Nighttime Terror, Looney Tunes cartoons, and then we've just basically got the CITV stuff that we've normally got. 9 o'clock, we've got the Smurfs A Christmas Carol, Another Christmas animated short, followed by Alan Carr's Epic Game Show Christmas Special at 9:35. We've got Celebrity Catchphrase Christmas Special at 10:35, followed by the Masked Singer Christmas Special at 11:30. These are all repeats. Casper is on at 1 o'clock, and that is a good film. I grew up with Casper at Casper. Normally a Halloween film, but they do tend to air a lot of Halloween films during Christmas time. It's kind of weird. Then at 3:05, we've got an airing of Ice Age 4 Continental Drift. Why aren't they airing the first two? I've noticed that they just skip straight to the third one. Have they lost the licensing to the first two? But they are pumping Ice Age this year, guys. That's on at 3:05. Then we've got Ice Age Collision. This film I hate so much. Ice Age Collision Course is on at 4:55, guys. Hate this film so much. I'm not going to be tuning into that. They absolutely aired it like mad on Film 4. They're going to air it on ITV2 now. And at 6:45 we've got Kong Skull Island. I swear to God this has already been on. I'm not sure though. 9 o'clock, another airing of Pitch Perfect. I don't get what it is with ITV2 and repeating everything there. Then at 11:15 we've got a double bill of Family Guy, followed by a double bill of American Dad at 12:15 in the morning. Then we've got Celebrity Karaoke Club at 1:10, followed by Count Abdullah at 2:10 for a double bill. And then we've got the Emily Atack Show for a double bill at 3:10, followed by Totally Bonkers Guinness World Records at 4:25. And then we end off the ITV2 Christmas week schedule with Unwind with ITV at 4:50. Overall, ITV2 is a severe improvement over ITV1. There's more films, there's more family stuff, and it's more kid audience type thing. It's what you want to see on Christmas, which ITV1 is more towards the older demographic. So I've got to say this is the best Christmas schedule so far besides Channel 4 and maybe Film 4. But ITV2 definitely has the best Christmas schedule. But will ITV3 be able to beat that? Let's find out now. Now on to ITV3 then. A lot of this stuff on ITV3 I'm not really familiar with myself. So yeah, so let's just get into the schedule. 6 o'clock, we've got A Touch of Frost, followed by a double bill of Inspector Morse at 8:15. We've got an airing of Christmas Lights at 12:35. That is a film, by the way. At 2:05, we've got Clash of the Santas. At 4 o'clock, we've got a double bill of Midsummer Murders. 8 o'clock, we've got Vera, followed by Lewis at 10 o'clock. Inspector Morse is on at 11:50. We've got Kate and Codgy at 1:50. That's a double bill. A double bill of George and Mildred at 2:45. And then we get into Heartbeat, a double bill at 3:45. And then Unwind with ITV at 5:30, taking us into the early hours of Sunday morning. Then we move on to Sunday itself, and we've got A Touch of Frost at 6 o'clock. That's a double bill, followed by Inspector Morse at 10:25. We've got Downton Abbey from 12:45 all the way until 6 o'clock. Then at 6, we've got Midsummer Murders, followed by Vera at 8 o'clock. We've got Mr. Bates versus the Post Office in a double bill. That's on at 10 o'clock. We have Lewis at 11:55. Then we've got Wild at Heart, the last ever episode, that is, at 1:45. Then we've got Heartbeat at 3:20, followed by Unwind with ITV at 5:05, taking us into the early hours of Monday the 23rd. Then Monday the 23rd on ITV3, then it's Classic Emmerdale at 6 o'clock and 6:30. That's a double bill. Classic Coronation Street at 7, followed by George and Mildred at 8:05. We've got Bless This House at 8:35. That's another film. ITV3 will be doing a lot of older films, whereas ITV2 will do the newer ones, which I've noticed. And then we've got The Royal at 10:20, followed by Heartbeat at 11:25. We've got The Darling Buds of May at 12:25, and then another airing of Christmas Lights at 1:35. We've got Agatha Christie's Poirot at 3:05, followed by Downton Abbey at 5:20. We've got the Doc Martin Christmas Special, that's on at 6:30, followed by Vera at 8 o'clock. Then we've got another double bill of Mr. Bates versus the Post Office at 10 o'clock 10 o'clock at night, sorry. And then getting into the early hours of Christmas Eve, we've got Downton Abbey at 12 in the morning, followed by Lewis at 1. Agatha Christie's Poirot at 2:40, and then Heartbeat at 4:15 before we get into Unwind with ITV at 5:05 into the early hours of Christmas Eve. We've got 6 o'clock, we've got Never the Twain in a double bill, followed by a double bill of George and Mildred at 7, and then we've got George and Mildred the movie at 8:10, followed by Agatha Christie's Poirot at 9:55, The Larkins at Christmas at 12:05, Clash of the Santas at 1:30, followed by Midsummer Murders at 3 o'clock. We've got Downton Abbey at 5:25, followed by Midsummer Murders at 6:55. Vera is on at 9 o'clock, followed by Agatha Christie's Poirot at 11 o'clock. Downton Abbey is on at 12:45, taking us into the early hours of Christmas morning. We've got Grantchester at 2:15. We've got The Royal at 3:25, and then if you want to tune into it again, it's Christmas Lights at 4:20, and then Never the Twain at 5:30. And this takes us into the big day itself, Christmas Day on ITV3. Let's see what's on. We start off with a triple bill of George and Mildred. Oh, George and Mildred. Then we've got On the Buses at 7:40, follow the TV show On the Buses, followed by the film On the Buses, that's on at 8:10, followed by The Darling Buds of May at 9:50, and then the Doc Martin Christmas special at 11 o'clock. Then we have, in case you missed it on ITV1, it's on the next day, It's a Wonderful Life at 12:25 on ITV3. And then we've got HM the King, that's the King's Christmas speech, that's on ITV3 as well at 3 o'clock. Then we've got a Carry On film, Carry On Matron, that's on at 3:10, in case you want to tune into that. I'm not really a big fan of the Carry On films. A couple of them are alright, but not too old for me. Downton Abbey at 5 o'clock, followed by Midsummer Murders at 7, Vera at 9, Agatha Christie's Poirot at 11, Downton Abbey at 12:55, The Darling Buds of May at 2:45, Clash of the Santas at 3:40, and then Unwind with ITV at 5:20, and that is the early hours of Boxing Day. Into Boxing Day itself, I believe this is going to be the best day, like ITV2 was, ITV1. We've got Never the Twain starting us off in a double bill at 6 in the morning, followed by Bless This House at 7:05. Then we've got a double bill of George and Mildred at 8:05, followed by Mutiny on the Buses. I believe this is a sequel to the On the Buses film, which is on Christmas Day morning. Then at 11 o'clock, we've got Agatha Christie's Poirot, followed by Midsummer Murders at 1:15. Now, this is a film that I do know of, and it is really good. Good Night, Mr. Tom. I love this film, and I'm so glad they're giving it the Boxing Day treatment. It's on Boxing Day at 3:25. Check it out, don't miss it. Then at 5:25, we've got a double bill of Downton Abbey, followed by The Queen at 8 o'clock. That's another film. A lot of the films, apart from maybe Goodnight, Mr. Tom, and It's a Wonderful Life, are very unknown by me. I've never really heard of these. Then we've got another Midsummer Murders at 10 o'clock. Wait, is it Downton Abbey or Midsummer Murders is on? It's Downton Abbey. So Midsummer Murders is on at 10 o'clock, followed by another 2 episodes of Downton Abbey at 11:55, taking us into the early hours of the 27th, where we've got Inspector Morse at 2:15, On the Buses at 4:05, and then we've got Bless His House at 4:35 and 5 o'clock before Unwind with ITV takes us into the early hours of the 27th at 5:25. Then we've got on Friday the 27th, we've got Never the Twin in a double bill again, followed by Bless This House at 7:05. George and Mildred at 8:05, followed by On the Buses at 9:15, and then we've got another Holiday on the Buses. So I feel like this is like a film franchise, but yeah. Then we've got Agatha Christie's Poirot at 11:30, followed by Midsummer Murders at 1:40, and then Goodbye, Mr. Chips at 3:45. I've heard of this film, but I've never seen it. We're starting to get to the more known films now. Then Downton Abbey at 5:55. Downton Abbey again at 6:55, so it's a double bill. Then we've got a double bill of Doc Martin at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Midsummer Murders again at 10 o'clock, followed by another double bill of Downton Abbey at 11:55. We've got Lewis at 1:50, and then Man About the House at 3:30. And this is getting to the end now of ITV3. We've got Bless His House at 3:55, and then a double bill of George and Mildred at 4:25. And then we end off with Unwind with ITV at 5:20. ITV3 is definitely better than ITV1 for sure, but it's not the ideal channel that I would be watching. The only time I'm probably going to watch ITV3 is when Goodnight Mr. Tom's on Boxing Day, because I've grown up with this film. So yeah, if you're older and you're part of the older demographic, I can't really judge ITV3. You'll probably enjoy everything that's on there, but ITV3 is not for me. So I call this schedule a huge miss, apart from the fact that It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Day and the fact that Goodnight Mr. Tom is on Boxing Day. Don't really enjoy ITV3, guys, but onto ITV4, which is definitely my favourite ITV channel. Let's find out what's on there. On to ITV4 then. We start off with a double bill on the 21st of Mr. Bean. I love the how they're putting Mr. Bean on ITV4. It used to air on ITV2, if you didn't know. Then we've got The Last Sunset to start us off at 7:10. So we've got an early morning film on ITV4 for once. They normally do late nighters, but The Last Sunset was on at 7:10 on the 21st. Then we've got ITV Racing, the opening show at 9:30, followed by The Big Match Revisited at 10:30. Then, this is a good one. 1979 FA Cup final, Arsenal versus Man United, ITV Football Classics. That's on at 11:25. We've got Made in Britain at 12:25, followed by ITV Racing live from Ascot at 1:30. The World of Sport is on at 4 o'clock, followed by River Monsters at 4:10. Twister is a really good film. That's on at 5:20. I'm definitely tuning into that. We've got some live La Liga at 7:30, followed by the English Football League highlights at 10:20. So it's kind of like ITV4 is my ideal channel on the 21st of December. We're watching a lot on there. Then at 11:50, we've got another great action film, which I really like, Alien 3. That's pretty good itself. Then Heathrow, Britain's busiest airport, at 1:55. Followed by The Giant Lobster Hunters at 2:55. Another double bill of Mr. Bean at triple bill, sorry, of Mr. Bean at 3:50, and then Unwind with ITV to finish us off at 5:10. They stopped doing teleshopping on this, which is pretty good. I prefer that, to be honest. Then we start off at 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, the 22nd, with World of Sport, followed by Motorsport Mundial at 6:15. Auto Mundial is on at 6:50. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Mundial, Mundial, I don't know, whatever it is. Let me know in the comments. 7:15 then, and we've got Motorsport UK, followed by the Good Festival of Speed highlights at 8:20. We've got another airing of the English Football League highlights at 9:20 in case you missed it the night before. Then we've got 1989 Liverpool versus Arsenal. Is this a football game? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, it's the title decider game when Liverpool and Arsenal drew exactly the same in the Premier League in 1989. And then we've got the Casebook of Sherlock Holmes that's on at 11:55, followed by 633 Squad Warrant at 2:05. ITV4 have really got it for the films, and so have ITV2. They're doing pretty well. Then at 4:05, we've got Aces High, followed by Force 10 from Navarone, that's on at 6:25. And then we've got Speed, which is a film I love, that's on at 9 o'clock. Pretty good film. You guys should check it out, 9 o'clock on ITV4. Then at 11:15, we've got Death Wish 2, followed by, if you missed it, a repeat of the 1989 Liverpool versus Arsenal title decider. They always go back during Christmas, and I like that. Then at 1:50, we've got the Best of Stain and Grevesy, followed by the Giant Lobster Hunters at 2:45. Then at 3:40, we've got a triple bill of Mr. Bean before we get into Unwind with ITV at 5:05. Moving us into the early hours of Monday the 23rd, or Monday the 23rd. We start off at 6 in the morning with Great Racehorses, followed by a double bill of Isle of Man TT, which is on from 6:25 until 8:30, where we've got the Goodwood Festival of Speed highlights at 8:30, followed by the Goodwood highlights at 9:30, and then we've got another one, the Euro 96 England versus Netherlands Football Classic, that's on at 10:35. Hornblower at 11:40, and then we start getting into some films on Monday the 23rd. We've got The Cowboys at 1:45, followed by The Horse Soldiers at 4:20. A lot of old Western action films. Then we've got Clash of the Titans at 6:55, followed by Heartbreak Ridge at 9 o'clock, starring Clint Eastwood. I might check that out. I like Clint Eastwood. And then we've got the sequel to Speed 2 Cruise Control at 11:35. And that takes us into 1:55 in the early hours of Christmas Eve when we've got Motorsport UK, followed by the Best of Saint and Grevesy at 2:50, followed by Giant Lobster Hunters at 3:40. We've got BattleBots at 4:30, and then taking us into Christmas Eve, we've got Unwind with ITV at 5:25. Then we start us off at 6 o'clock in the morning with a 1987 FA Cup final, Coventry versus Tottenham. I don't know what it is with ITV4 and airing a lot of classic Christmas football type stuff, but it's really well. They're doing really well. Then we've got the Best of Saint and Grevesy, which will take us up until 1:10. Then we've got Monster Carp at 1:10. The Great British Treasure Hunt at 1:10. We've got Spartacus at 3:15. We've got Wrath of the Titans at 7 o'clock. Then we've got Dirty Harry at 9:05, followed by Renegades at 11:10 on Christmas Eve. And then we get into the early hours of the big day. We've got All Elite Wrestling Rampage at 1:15, followed by Dark Side of the Ring at 2:15. The Best of Saint and Grevesy again at 3:05, followed by Giant Lobster Hunters at 4 o'clock. And then we've got BattleBots at 4:50, and then Unwind with ITV at 5:40. Next, we move on to Christmas Day then, and we start off with British Touring Car Championship highlights at 6 o'clock. And then we've got Goodwood Revival at 8, followed by Manx Grand Prix highlights 2024. That's on at 9:05. Followed by the Car Years at 10:05, followed by Monster Carp at 10:35. And then we've got Minder on the Orient Express at 11:40. Then we've got the Great British Treasure Hunt at 1:55. Then we've got Gallagher Premiership Unleashed at 3 o'clock, followed by a Christmas film. Oh, not even a Christmas film, actually. It's a World War film. The Sea Wolves at 4 o'clock. Then we've got Battle of Britain at 6:30. What is it? ITV4 airing a lot of World War dramas on Christmas Day. Something weird, I guess. Come on, guys. Action Christmas films. Could air Die Hard on Christmas Day, for God's sake. Lethal Weapon at 9:10, and then we've got another airing of Alien 3 at 11:20. That is the only highlight for Christmas Day, to be fair. Not even that good. Then we've got All Elite Wrestling Collision at 1:30, followed by Dark Side of the Ring at 3:20. We've got Giant Lobster Hunters at 4:10, and then Auto Mundial at 5 o'clock, followed by Unwind with ITV at 5:30, taking us into Boxing Day. We start off Boxing Day with the British Rally Championship at 6 o'clock, followed by a double bill of the Silverstone Festival from 7. Then we've got the Manx Grand Prix highlights of 2024 at 9:10, followed by a rerun of the 1987 FA Cup final commentary and Tottenham. That's on at 10:10. I believe that's on 6 o'clock Christmas Day. Monster Carp at 11:15, followed by the Casebook of Sherlock Holmes at 12:15. We've got the Great British Treasure Hunt at 2:30, followed by an airing of a rerun, actually, of the Cowboys at 3:35. Then we've got Apollo 13 at 6:10. I actually want to watch Apollo 13. Never seen it before, but it's a space opera, and I like space opera films. Then at 9 o'clock, we've got Lethal Weapon 2, followed by the English Football League highlights at 11:15, and then we've got Alien versus Predator at 12:45. This is a good one. Then following that, we've got Giant Lobster Hunters at 2:30, taking us into the early hours of the 27th, followed by the Great British Treasure Hunt at 3:20, Auto Mundial at 4:20, Motorsport Mundial at 4:45, and then Unwind with ITV at 5:10. Now we move into the early hours of Friday, the 27th, and we've got Football League Legends at 6 o'clock. And in case you missed it, the Liverpool versus Arsenal title decider is on again at 6:10. We've got the World Superbike highlights at 8:10. 7:10, is it? No, 7:15. We've got the World Superbike highlights. Sorry, my laptop froze for a second there. Then at 8:15, in case you missed them, we've got the Boxing Day English Football League highlights at 8:15. Then we've got at 9:50, we've got Monster Carp, followed by the Casebook of Sherlock Holmes at 10:50, classic show. Then we've got the Great British Treasure Hunt at 1:05, followed by the 633 Squadron at 2:10. Aces High, that's a rerun by the way. Aces High is on at 4:05. I don't think this one's been on yet. I'm not sure. If you go back and look earlier in the video, that's what I mean with ITV. They do a lot of repeats, and I'm not sure whether they're wrong. Then at 6:25, we've got Force 10 from Navarone, and then that's a rerun definitely. And Harrison Ford's in it, so I definitely want to watch that. Then at 9 o'clock, sorry, we've got Lethal Weapon 3. Good film, Lethal Weapon. I like the Lethal Weapon film. Got Mel Gibson in him. Then we've got Bullet at 11:15. All right, film. And then we get into the early hours before we end the video. We've got Dark Side of the Ring at 1:25. The Great British Treasure Hunt at 2:25. Then we've got another airing of the Casebook of Sherlock Holmes at 3:15. The Car Years at 5:15. And then Unwind with ITV at 5:40. So, guys, that is it for this ITV TV schedules video. Leave a like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, because why not? And I will be back in a couple of days with the BBC schedules. And that is it for Christmas. And I'll see you guys later. Hello guys, it's me, Darth Devil here, back at you with another video, and today we are looking at the Christmas schedules for BBC, and today we are looking specifically at the four main channels, BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three, and BBC Four. The reason why we're doing this is
Max Brennan, you're under arrest for trespassing. Anything you do say may be used against you in the court of law.
I'm at subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.